Hey, we back. We live. We here. How y'all guys feeling?
Oh, chilling, bro. I'm chilling.
Bro, I'm in a good mood. We finally got all the minis
Hey,
together. Got one of the guys right here. We'll be talking about that a little bit later, though. So
True.
feeling good now.
We went to see the Mario movie for the second time yesterday.
Yeah, went to go see a trash movie again. That makes sense.
I like the Mario movie.
Yo, you know what's crazy is I be hearing people either love that movie or they hate that movie. There's like no in between. Nobody's like mid. It's either it's garbage or they're like peaches.
The movie's mid as well.
So.
The movie is 1000% mid.
So from the like nostalgia perspective and like you get all the Easter eggs, I liked it. But from,
nostalgia. Like, I don't give a fuck about nostalgia.
I actually want to watch this. Meh. Like the first time was cool, but the second time it was like, why am I still here?
Fuck nostalgia. I want this shit to be good. I think people use nostalgia as a reason to why a movie's not fucking good. Like, fuck that. The movie, you can have nostalgia and still have a good ass movie. Like the movie sucked. AKA Power Rangers, not the Ivan Ooze one, but when it came out like 2015, 16.
Oh right? Yeah, the terrible one where they became like Iron Man suited.
It wasn't terrible. That movie was actually good. With nostalgia, the movie was actually good. The way that they changed the characters up, the way that
the character development was good, right? That everything else kind of seemed bungled up, like the way their powers work. They're more.
You know what? We'll talk. Maybe we'll talk about that on a different episode. We got a little bit of a different topic right now.
All right, go potty, bro.
We should get into that. Question of the day, right? Is what attracts you to a hobby? Or a fandom, or a game, or something that you're willing to just dump your time into. So, like for an example, for me, that's something like it's got to have like a cool story. Like I've got to be able to get lost in the story. So something like Dark Souls or Warhammer or something like that, where there's just a lot of story to be told and it's good story. I'm absolutely in. So what do you guys have for things that you would like? What is your good story? What is your hook for getting into
so mine isn't necessarily a good story, right? Or a good lore. I'm more of a TCG guy, so I love trading card games, and as long as the artwork on the cards look really great, the game has great synergy with one another, and then there's a decent market to play it, I'm gonna be hooked with it. So like obviously your big three, your Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and your Pokemon are all games that like I love to play. I don't like Yu-Gi-Oh, but that's because I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh. One, their art is not that great. I think they refuse to change their card design.
I love the art of Yu-Gi-Oh.
They're not beginner friendly.
Okay, so speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So we're gonna talk about some of the artwork. This is from when I still played. We'll get my camera to focus. There we go.
Yeah.
No, it feels very like Yu-Gi-Oh right now feels very space mech anime battle for the 463rd episode.
Like
you know what I mean?
It's Yu-Gi-Oh is definitely stale. Not to mention, like I said, it's the fact that it's not beginner friendly. Unlike
not at all.
Magic is very beginner friendly, especially with its different formats. The standard format, so like certain formats might not be beginner friendly. Like Modern might not be beginner friendly, but you can really learn. You can really learn the game and hone your craft through Commander, which is absolutely beginner friendly. Not only is the community that way, but the decks are set up that way. And then so is Standard. Standard rotates every 2 years or whatever, and it's a complete set rotation. So you're good across the board.
So if someone like me who doesn't understand or never played Magic in my life were to pick this up, like where would they get started? How do they get started? How much money and time should they invest in it?
The best way I've found for new players to get in is Commander's a good way, but if you're starting at literal ground zero, there are a lot of companies out there. TCG Player, shout out to Card Kingdom. I bought their setup for new players. I use it with my kids. But there's a lot of companies will put out like base starter decks. Like it's nothing but creatures and lands. This is how you're going to play the game. You're going to learn to do exactly that, and then you can start adding in more cards to the decks, more types of cards, so players should start to understand different things.
And honestly, I would tell a beginner for Magic to start in the Commander format. The community for the Commander format is friendly. They don't mind teaching. They don't mind dumbing things down so that you understand. They will allow you to make mistakes. And so they'll teach you more. There are Commander structure decks that are not hard to understand at all. You just
not only not hard, but they're very good now.
Yeah, and so not only are they not hard, but they're really good. So you don't feel like you're just getting your ass beat over and over again.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
No, they just released like 2 that are like top tier, that are like going to be top tier decks here.
So. Like I guarantee you, like one of the Commander decks that came out that's still like probably the most broken Commander is Atraxa, right? She came out in a standard Commander deck. The shit was $40. You go pick her up, and she had a standard deck. And then people realize, holy shit, we can do so much with Atraxa. And then Atraxa skyrocketed out of nowhere. Another reason why I like TCG, if you are a flipper, right, card collector and things like that, TCGs is one of the ways a lot of people make their money. People laugh at Logan Paul, but Logan Paul had $1 million Charizard card on his neck. Like, if he wanted to sell it, he could.
No, you know that was fake, right?
No, it was his fake?
Yeah, his was fake.
Oh,
he got it checked out. It's fake.
Oh.
He still wrestled with like a Pikachu card or a Charizard card at WrestleMania, right? Like,
no, it was the fake one. He brought out the fake one. That was before he found out it was fake. That's why he doesn't. That's why he doesn't flex it anymore.
Dang.
But nonetheless, those actual cards exist. Like a Charizard worth about $2 million exist.
Yo, I just flipped my entire Yu-Gi-Oh collection like 2 weeks ago for like $1,000 just for like the 4 or 5 decks that I had.
Yeah, like you can legit make like whenever I'm in a bind, I'm like, damn, like I need some money right now. Dude, I will take one of these decks that I'm not playing, especially for like Digimon. I have a Gallantmon Digimon deck that's worth like $400. Sell it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. Like as much as I've loved my Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the past, I've been thinking about flipping them. So like. That's why it's like, oh no.
Get into Warhammer. Now's the time. We're starting armies and shit.
No, I don't want to play no goddamn Warhammer.
Come on.
I don't know if I can invest my time into something where I have to build and paint it. Like,
bro, you know what? I thought the same thing. I was like, yo, this is gonna be ass cheeks, uncensored, and it was not that bad actually. Not that bad.
Well, I got a Gundam set. I haven't built
some music or something. You start building these. Once you start seeing your army come together, bro. I was building tanks and shit.
Yo, so that's my thing. As far as like what I like to do. What's yours, Jamal?
So I like a lot of random things, but I'm more of like a collector than like anything else. Like I like things that I can get into with my kids. So like for Izzy, we watched Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and then we went and collected the book. So now she owns the giant like spell book from the show that they used. And I love Funko Pops, but like I don't like just a random Funko Pops. I like the shit that means stuff to me. So I don't want just a collection of just I got it because I got it. Nah, I got the shit that like meant something when I was a kid. Like I loved watching Shredder get his ass whooped as a kid. Like the only thing
I would like to argue Shredder did not get his ass whooped. Shredder was definitely killed by plot.
Oh no, Shredder was throwing hands. Like no one gave more terror than the Green Ranger and Shredder in the 90s. Like they pulled up on your screen and you knew them boys was sweating that day. Like
I would just like to point that out. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was sweating when they had to fight Shredder.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a very sweaty fight.
Yo, Mac, just a side note. Remember that Atraxa you were just talking about?
Yeah.
I got curious. I looked up the price. You want to know how much an original Atraxa is worth right now at market?
$24.
Bring that shit. That's rookie numbers.
5. Let's go 30.
65.
What?
Yeah, original Atraxa is currently sitting at market value about 65.46.
So listen, if y'all learn nothing else from this, just know that the things you buy and you invest in, they could really be worth some money. Like,
when I say worth money, okay, so if we're talking fandoms, hobbies, I can easily say that my collection over the last, let's be reasonable, say 2017 is when I really got like into things, right? Or not 2017, 2014 is when I really got into things when it comes to Magic and stuff like that. I've probably easily spent like $25,000 to $30,000.
Yep. So it sounds like to me that all three of us are kind of in agreement that we have to have something physical to represent our fandom, right?
Yeah.
Like we've got to have, like we've got to be like merch or like figures
T-shirts,
or cards, T-shirts, something that we can hold and flex, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what brought up this question, because I just asked this randomly that a couple weeks ago in the group chat, and I was thinking about this, and I think that's one of the coolest things about being in the situation that we as adult nerds or whatever the hell you want to call us get to do, is we get to flex the things that we buy.
Yeah, because we have adult.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Absolutely.
so cool. Like I'm gonna post pictures after the armies are done, because I'm gonna whether they look like ass or not. Like if you like flexing things, it feels good.
Yeah, and you go from I like this thing and I watch it to now look at my giant collection. Right. Look at my friends. I'm gonna show them all my cool stuff.
Right. So let me ask you this: is there ever been like is there like a fandom that you've ever gotten into? Not because like you see a show, but because you see a friend of yours flexing something from it. Like if I come over right now and you pull out fucking Baki Hanma's gloves, I'm watching Hajime no Ippo tonight. You know what I mean? Like I'm
not because a friend pulled it out, but just because I might have seen something like I have no idea. I think I seen a clip when 7 Deadly Sins first came out. I was just on Facebook and I seen a clip. And I was like, it might be all right. But then I think I seen like somebody talk about it. And then I went to go watch it. And season 1 was already done. And then I was like, oh, this shit is amazing.
Yeah, season 1 was lit.
This shit is
season 1 was good.
When Escanor showed up,
didn't say that way.
Like Escanor popping up on the screen.
You want my honest opinion? Yo. The entire series was good. I believe the entire series was good.
Yo,
if you read the manga.
I stopped watching when the drop in quality of animation happened.
Yeah.
Like, no. See, that's why I said if you read the manga, the series stays good. If you watch the animation,
I got to like the final season and I was like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I got to where like they were fighting against the Demon King, and I was like, like I'm not sure where anime is now. I'm sure they probably went up to that part.
But I've always been a manga guy, so like I would read the manga before
I'm not. If you ask me to open manga, that isn't something that I am specifically looking for. I'll probably just light it on fire in front of you, then ask me why you did that.
What gets you into the next anime that you watch, or the next movie, or the next TV show? Like, what really bring y'all to that?
I don't.
Do you
I don't really know, man. I just see the
shit.
I just see the shit, and like sometimes people will recommend stuff to me, but for the most part, it has to have. I'll tell you right now, it has to have a really good beginning. If it doesn't, and when I say beginning, I mean like you got 3 minutes, motherfucker. If your shit ain't good in 3 fucking minutes, I'm out.
I'll give you 2 episodes, maybe 2, 3.
I'll give you. See, it used to be 3 episodes, and then you were done, and now I'm like, hey, dog, I ain't got that kind of time. You get 2 episodes.
Yeah,
you don't even get that, bro. Attack on Titan, he had 3 minutes to impress me.
Nope. You get the opening to introduce yourself, and then you get the second episode to introduce the plot. And if I can't deduce how that's going to go from there after 2 episodes,
for me, all of the big anime that I watched all had fire like first 3 minutes or fire first. I'll say fire first episode.
Have you watched Hell's Paradise?
Nope.
So that's popped up on like Crunchyroll as a thing, and I was thinking about like clicking over and seeing.
This shit goes hard.
Which is why I'm having a hard time watching Fire Force. Because
it's Hell's Paradise. So it's about this kid, right? He's like 18, 19 years old, and he's a ninja, and he's on death row for killing like a bunch of people. And every day for like the last year, they've tried to execute him, and he just keeps going, no. He's not breaking out of jail or anything. He just keeps telling them no. And the only way he can keep himself from being executed and to go and to do what he needs to do is by going to this island that's full of like these whacked out monsters. And that is the only way I can describe them without ruining your first experience.
Dead Man Wonderland?
No, Hell's Paradise. Dead Man Wonderland is my favorite anime of all time.
Dog, right? Like that's
absolutely.
Dead Man Wonderland is probably the reason I watch One Piece, aside from the fact that I started.
There's 8 seasons of this shit?
It's because it's one season. One fucking
Hell's Paradise.
No,
Dead Man Wonderland was
one
amazing.
season.
Just opening was amazing. The show was amazing. The story was amazing. I went back. I read the manga. I had to finish the story. Like it was great.
There's one season, 4 episodes.
Yeah.
See, that irritates me. Because
it's a current anime. It's releasing now.
Current.
The new episode just came out last night.
Okay. Like that would irritate the fuck out of me. Why is there only
No. It's not like super short. No, I'm telling you, dude. Whatever is going on in this anime it's nuts. I'm telling you, this shit. I want your reaction to the first episode in the group chat.
Okay.
Maybe we'll put it up for the Patreon pledges. We'll put up
one time for the one time. All right.
Yeah.
So going over to movies. I know y'all are Marvel fans. Like I feel
I'm
like
a DC diehard. What?
We weren't all locked in that same chokehold 4 years ago, waiting to see what happened to the Avengers.
No. I
Yeah,
haven't
I
watched.
didn't go to
I
the
haven't
theater
watched
4
a
years
Marvel
ago.
movie.
I went to go see it. I wasn't locked in a fucking chokehold.
No,
As a matter
I
of fact,
haven't been interested in a Marvel movie since the first Avengers.
I've never asked for my money back at a movie theater until I watched Endgame.
I loved Endgame. You a hater.
I went up there and said, I want my money back. I was a fool, Karen. I want my money back because that shit was not worth my time.
What part? Like, what part of Endgame did you not love?
From the opening credits to the fucking ending credits, this shit was bad. Not about
every Marvel movie is the same movie, just with bigger battles.
No, there's no way.
Really?
Your best Marvel movie is Infinity Wars. That's your best one. Because prior to that, they're like, and then after that, it's like this.
Iron Man 1 was good.
I watched it on my birthday. Yeah, like the stakes were so high. Like for me, Marvel was like, they built this thing, they built up the stakes, they brought the villain to you, they brought the heroes to you. Like there was a reason for all these people to be together.
No, not really. Name one movie that explains why they were supposed to be together.
Because they couldn't stop it on their own. That was the Avengers. The Avengers said, we can't stop this level on our own. Iron Man was not going to beat all those aliens by himself. Captain America only has a shield.
He's the reason why they ended up there.
Yeah. And just because he's the reason they ended up there don't mean he can solve his own problems. That's why the nigga need help.
Nigga, stop causing these problems. And we won't need to do this.
Hey, man.
The fuck?
Like, listen. That's above my pay grade. I just enjoy a good movie.
Stop creating this shit to happen. There you go.
However,
hang on.
And it wasn't Tony Stark that got them all together.
Hang on. I got another question for you.
But you asked why.
So obviously,
Nick Fury got them all together. It was
hang on. So obviously, we have very tough opinions about this, right? So what gets you out of a fan? What will take you out of it? Because obviously,
shitty movie.
Rich was so
shitty TV
was
episode.
on board with the rest of us, but he jumped off the Marvel wagon. I jumped off the Marvel wagon. Why? What about it, or what about whatever you're into makes you leave the fandom?
A shitty fucking movie, a shitty representation of it will make me drop it, especially if it's a continuation. Justice League is by far the worst fucking movie, actual made movie from DC I've ever fucking seen. And it was so bad, I stopped watching Young Justice. And Young Justice is a really good TV show.
No, finish watching that, dog. Finish watching that.
But it was so bad that I stopped watching it. I no longer want to watch. Teen Titans is fucking terrible. The actual Teen Titans show, not the cartoon. Cartoon
like the
Teen
live
Titans.
action.
Really
Yeah,
good.
the live action one was awesome.
Yeah, I rock with that Teen Titans episode.
For some reason, what I need to happen is for DC to go over to Marvel and say, hey, we need whoever your director is, bring his ass over. And then I need Marvel to go to DC and say, hey, who's your storyteller? We need that nigga.
DC,
No, because then the problem will just switch. Then the problem will just switch. And now DC is putting out good, shitty movies. And Marvel is putting out shitty movies and great story. No, you don't switch the problems.
Keep the storylines. He's already wrote all the good stories for DC.
Over to DC. Just call it a day.
Remember, think about it. DC already has their storylines already written. I just need a good director to go make them good.
That's what I'm saying. Take the guy from Marvel and just move him over to DC.
So
and
the
just
guy
let
who
him
did
direct the
Guardians of the Galaxy is coming over to do the new DC universe.
That's right. That's right.
But see, now we're in a day and age where now that shit's going to be super annoying because you've had 97 different Batmans. You've had 47 different Jokers.
Although I will say,
how familiar are you with the Flashpoint storyline?
Here's the thing. I haven't watched it because I don't want to disappoint myself. I haven't watched anything to do with it because I don't want to disappoint myself.
You have to keep the same people. So like Steven, I think his name is Steven the Arrow.
So
he has to be Arrow. If he's not Arrow, then why the fuck am I watching this?
Because in Flashpoint, Flash goes back in time and changes it. What they do with Flash is Flash is a walking contradiction.
Tell us why you couldn't keep the same actor.
That's how you change actors, because you get someone who goes back, makes a change, and now the timeline is
changing actors,
and you can reset everything.
Be good. That's what Marvel got down packed. They got good actors from the very beginning. Stop having bad actors.
Well, they have had some switches in between, but
now Jamal, you haven't.
Don't you switch for
either. Jamal, you haven't answered the question either. What gets you out of a fandom? Like, what ruins something for you?
So for me, it had to be something that like goes against what I want to see, like personally. So, for example, I used to watch the Vampire Diaries. I didn't like when the girl kept flip-flopping between the two brothers. Like that got me out of watching the Vampire Diaries because it felt like the show didn't know where the direction was going. Or if it's just a bad plot, like if it's not going anywhere.
So like a bad or lost plot is what kind of ruins it for you.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I'm here for a long story, or I'm here for like.
So then my next question specifically for you is, how the hell do you keep watching Marvel movies?
Well, I mean,
got him.
So here's the thing about Marvel movies. They come on Disney Plus. My kids love Disney, so I'm gonna keep watching them because they come up for free. As long as I'm watching The Mandalorian and they say you might like this next, well, I might like that. Let me check it out.
Oh my lord!
Because Marvel had no idea where the fuck they were going with shit,
dude. Because like after Endgame, first off, everything after Endgame has been a drop in quality, and Endgame was not good.
So I liked Endgame. Maybe I'm in the minority because I seen both movies on my birthday a year apart. They came out literally. So one came out the 26th. It was supposed to drop that Friday, but my birthday was on that Thursday. And then Endgame came out, and then that was like my actual birthday. And then we went to Awesome Con that led into Blerd Con. So like maybe nostalgia is carrying that one for me.
It probably is.
I enjoyed that movie. Like I was very emotional when like they came back. Like I was very excited. I wanted to see this movie. Like I wanted to see the conclusion where they actually all hit the battlefield. I was there for that moment when Cap picked up the hammer. I was happy for Anthony Mackie when he got to be Captain America.
All they did was recycle two movies because they had no idea what the fuck they were doing. Mm-hmm. Thanos was the boss in both movies.
Yeah, and Thanos beat their ass, and I did not see that coming. Like, tell me you thought that Thanos was going to win in the end when he showed up.
I have a question for you. How are you going to claim to be the comic book guy and then not know about the entire Endgame plot before going into the entire series?
So,
no, my thing
Thanos clearly lost in the comics. Clearly,
right?
Nah, Thanos won in the comics.
No, Thanos lost.
Thanos
lost in the comics, but he started that comic off by winning. in the beginning of that comic, Infinity War, he snapped his glove and he won. He was beating their ass until he took off the glove, got arrogant, and Nebula put it on. They did not win the same way that they thought you did, that you think they did. Nebula took him out. Nebula held the glove, and then they gave Thanos back a fucking Power Stone afterwards. After everything they did, they were like, here you go, Thanos. You can have a Power Stone back.
But he lost.
Yeah, no, he absolutely got his ass whooped. But in the first movie, he was whooping ass.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. That's what lose me. And then, like, changing
shit. He beating the Hulk's ass. You got to give him credit for that. He beat the Hulk out of Hulk. Nothing.
That's like saying Beerus beat the shit out of Goku right after he fought Frieza. Like, we don't have World Breaker Hulk. We don't have Hulk at his full power.
You just have Hulk.
We just have less angry, more intelligent Hulk.
Because you didn't even have like controlled Hulk. Like where Bruce Banner is like he's Bruce Banner, he's really smart, and he's still the Hulk size. You had angry Hulks that just was like rampage about.
So even that Hulk is still less. Yeah, you're right. If he wasn't like Pharaoh, I'm angry, I'm getting stronger Hulk, then it wasn't Hulk.
And then Marvel can't create a lot of its stuff. I mean, DC can't either, but Marvel can't create a lot of its movies. You can't make a World Breaker Hulk movie. Because the guy is just literally.
But you got to make that like 9 Hulk movies down the road.
Well, they tried to, and they tried to put that.
I mean, but what is it going to be about? Who's going to be the villain? Like, we know the Hulk's going to win because he's literally destroying worlds out here.
Yeah, like.
And then what about the people on Earth? Like, are we just destroying planets left and right?
Is that not always just the plan? Is just destroy worlds?
I mean, yeah, it is.
So, have you ever been like at an anime shop or like a card shop or just a hobby shop, so like a Hot Topic or something, and you see something that looks dumb, and you find out a lot of people are into it, and then you end up getting into it?
Demon Slayer.
Yourself? Demon Slayer, really?
I read the entire thing of Demon Slayer. Was not a fan. Still not a fan. I know the entire lore. I know the background. I've read it. I've watched the YouTube videos. Like, I've had so many of my friends tell me, like, yo, like, it just isn't for me. And it felt like because it ended so fast, it should have been more story. Yeah, I wanted more to it.
That's what I would say. Demon Slayer definitely ended. It felt rushed at the end.
Yeah.
But I also understand writers, like at around that time when Demon Slayer is out, like Hunter x Hunter's on a hiatus, right? It's on a hiatus. It wasn't coming back because the artists, they got tired of drawing and making
20 years ago. 20 years ago.
But now, mind you, though, they just put out an article where it was like streamers, they lost, and the manga universe lost like $1.2 trillion in yen,
which was like 15 billion. Like they lost
like $15 billion to piracy because motherfuckers were stealing their shit. And so if I'm in the industry and I'm losing billions of dollars, bro, I don't want to come back to this shit either. I'm going to make a very short, sweet, and simple fucking anime.
Yeah, absolutely. And as my friend who pays for the Shonen Jump manga app, and I also pay, but we also have Crunchyroll. I'm sure we have, like, you got this big subscription, right? Like the one where you don't have the commercials, because why the fuck else would you have Crunchyroll? We're paying, and there are people that pay, and there are just as many people that don't pay. But why the fuck would I want to wait for a manga? Like, for example, I'd have to wait another week for the same manga I already read on Wednesday of One Piece. Why? It's already done. You've already had this out. Like, someone could translate this and put this out, and you're having me wait 2 weeks after coming back from another hiatus that was 2 weeks long. So you essentially taking a month off, drop one manga, and then came back, take 2 more weeks off.
So you don't know exactly how long it takes to illustrate certain things while getting it in the same storyline. So I understand why things might take a little bit longer. And then animating it takes even longer. Like people thought Bleach was just taking its sweet ass time.
When there's a lack of content, it causes you to lose interest. Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, but that, and then it just also depends on what else is going on. Prime example, the Levi fight, just the fight between him and the Beast Titan took 5 months to animate. Just that singular fight. It did not include the rest of the story, the rest of nothing. Just that part took 5 months to animate. Deadass. Right. If I'm the guy that has to do this shit, bro, you're fucking right. We're taking a break. Like, and
no,
remember,
in certain
that
cases
fight was
that
like
makes
a 4
sense.
minute fight. It's that.
So,
right. When you have too many fillers and you have too much stuff, Bleach, for example, Bleach had so many fillers that people said, "Fuck this show." Bleach had
that was my thing. I never finished Bleach because I couldn't slog through all the filler.
That's what I'm saying. Like when people tell you to watch Naruto, they don't tell you after the fight with Sasuke, you could skip until Shippuden because
no. You can't skip. You can't skip to Shippuden. Yeah. That you can do. I'm sorry. I was thinking about the first fight with Sasuke, like during the.
Nope. After the village retrieval mission. Yep. You know that they're coming after them.
When they fight in the waterfall. Yeah. But all right, I think I want to hear from the people watching what gets them into fandoms.
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know down below.
Hobbies, what you like, what you didn't like, and give us feedback on the episode. Let us know what we could do better. What you prefer from us. Like, let us know if you want more roasting of Rich, because we could roast his ass while he ain't here. Oh, I just want to turn my camera off, head ass nigga.
No, but I think he said he had to do.
Nah, not Rich having a boo boo.
But anyway, we're gonna get out of here because we got other things we've got to do today.
Yeah, it's the playoffs going on, baby. You know what it is. We'll catch y'all on the next one.